But first on today's show, Chef Mike Benninger is back with some tasty ideas on what to do with your Thanksgiving leftovers.
We've got a ton of turkey.
Yeah, and you know, everybody always says how much they love leftovers.
They do.
But
by the third time, it's not so much fun anymore.
That's right.
You're kind of overdosing on turkey, right?
Well, one thing that people don't need to, forget about when it comes to turkey, it does freeze beautifully.
Right.
So what I like to use is the zip top bags, double bag them, squeeze all the air out. You can freeze turkey for 4, 5, 6 weeks quite easily because you're not quite so unhappy with it at the middle of December.
Right.
But you are, after 3 or 4 days, you can only have so much turkey soup and so much sandwiches. It's much easier to do after the 4th or 5th meal. You've had enough.
Yeah.
It freezes beautifully. It's easy to do. One thing I'm going to make up today is a dish that uses turkey in a slightly different way. Usually, this salad uses chicken. But I want to do something turkey because I like the flavor. And it's kind of a unique flavor. It's not the typical Western style. It's a bit lighter. It's actually a Bombay salad with a yogurt base.
Oh,
so
all right.
in front of you, Matt, over there, I've got some fat-free yogurt.
Yes.
Yes.
And what we're going to do is add a few different things to it to give some flavor.
Okay.
The first is a curry powder.
Okay.
That's a sweet curry powder.
Should I put it in?
Oh, yeah, about half of that.
Half of that.
Yeah. That's a sweet curry powder.
Okay.
In here, we've got some salt and some cinnamon.
Okay. How much of that?
Oh, you can add the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Very colorful.
That's easy.
About half the celery, some chopped celery. Look like half the celery.
Would a good chef actually be like kind of spooning that out? Or?
You might use a bit more moderation, but whatever works for you. So start mixing that up.
Now? Okay.
And Marie, if you wouldn't mind, that's some honey. Can you open that up and squeeze all that in there?
Right.
You want about 2 or 3
All of it's in
tablespoons.
there. Okay.
It's very colorful.
Yeah, you got to lift that up there.
There we go.
Squeeze all that in
How
there.
do I get the? Okay.
You're squeezing all of the honey in?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now that actually uses a basis for
It's one loud bear.
Okay, yeah. This
you had too much turkey.
is the bear. Okay, all right. I think we've had, that's good.
Let's hope it's the bear.
You two been playing like this since you were kids, haven't you? There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
that spatula better stay in the bowl.
This reminds us of being in Mother's kitchen.
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Now, what we've got here is some pre-cooked pasta. You want to, normally people say pasta should be al dente. Not in this case. This case, you want it very well cooked in very, very heavily salted water. Add some olive oil to it, and that way it stays separate like that.
Right.
It doesn't get all gluey and glommed together.
Big clump, okay.
And in here is about, 2 cups of cooked turkey, which I just chopped into cubes.
Right.
I've taken the skin off, though.
Right.
I've kept the skin for something a bit different later.
Oh,
so we're going to add half of that. Put that half of that in there. Okay. Now, Matt, if you would mind, start adding half of that dressing in there. Half. Play nice, you two.
Half. Okay.
Okay, that's good.
That's
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. And give that a stir. Now, there's no real recipe for how much that you actually add. You want to kind of just get it so it's coated but not too thick.
Right.
To finish it off, we're going to add some soaked raisins. And
Soaked raisins.
Soaked.
Why soaked?
Well, these were soaked in some of the chicken stock.
Oh, really?
So they kind of add the extra layer of flavor.
That's kind of that's a neat idea.
And to maintain the whole issue of Thanksgiving, we've got some cranberries that have also been soaked in some of the chicken stock.
Did anyone see that?
No, good. They weren't on that. It was a different camera.
Yeah.
No one saw that.
So a little bit of spillage.
Okay, I'll take that now.
Yeah.
So what you want to
done.
do is you want to toss this through. See, Matt, this is how you toss this through.
Without actually having
Without the actual tossing going on.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good.
You have to clean the tablecloth when this is over. Yeah. Get that curry off. Yeah.
That's okay. Actually, I bleach everything very well, so it's clean. So that's how you want to
just
flavor
because
this.
you're a chef doesn't mean you're clean, right?
Oh, actually, they drill clean into us in cooking school.
You
You get yelled at a lot about it, actually. It's actually quite obsessive.
Go into a kitchen where, like, there might be cat hair floating around.
Well, I don't mean that
know.
kind, but I mean spillage. It's okay.
Well, you've seen Hell's Kitchen, right? Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yes.
I'm just like that in my kitchen, honest.
All right.
Only not as tall and with less hair. So you toss that through. Now, you can serve this warm if you want the pasta warm. You can serve it chilled.
That looks fun.
It keeps for several days. It doesn't taste like turkey and dressing.
No.
It's a much better flavor, I think, as far as the
think it'd be
third day.
sweeter, right?
It's got some of the sweetness to it.
Yeah.
So what you do now is you take your plate.
Right.
This obviously is a side salad, or this could actually be a main course because it has dairy,
Right.
It has some wheat, it has some protein, it has all the different flavors and blends that you could probably want to put in there.
Oh, that's fabulous.
My wife actually could eat this every single day.
Yeah.
Really?
She could have this, that would be lunch for her. She'd be very happy to have that for lunch
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
And of course, top it with a few more of the raisins, a few more of the...
Oh, that looks good.
Very attractive.
And it's a nice fresh chopped green onion for a little bit of color.
That looks
Real quick and simple.
wonderful.
Look at that, and he keeps all his fingers.
And
Yeah.
10?
Well, you notice he didn't ask you to do that.
I know.
Well, no, I actually asked Matt to cut one time.
Oh, well, one time.
One time.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. It only takes one time.
We'll talk about during the commercial break.
Okay, all right.
And here is, this is the fat off of the turkey
Okay.
thighs, which I dried and then chopped up, and that's kind of a bit of a garnish.
Okay, now when you
Oh.
dried, I mean, like, did you actually put in the oven to
Nope.
dry out, or what did you just...
A large nonstick frying pan
Okay.
on medium heat, just the skin. Cook it for about 4 or 5 minutes under medium heat, and it'll all render all the fat off. When it's done, put it on a bread drying rack.
What a great
Really?
idea.
And then, but that way you use a little bit with
Yes.
all the flavor and some crunch and some texture without all the fat.
Right. Oh, that's
That is
Simple,
excellent.
easy.
Great idea.
If you want to garnish with some parsley if you wish, or mint, or whatever you like to garnish with, it's simple to do, it's easy, it looks easy to make. It's really only 7 or 8 ingredients.
Yeah.
And it's something different than sandwiches.
Oh,
or
yeah,
soups.
that's totally...
Yeah, 'cause let's face it,
reconfiguring your turkey.
I mean,
completely.
usually after you've carved up a turkey and you've had your family over, there's usually quite a bit
There's
left
quite
over,
a lot.
and so you can create different recipes like this where you're using up the turkey and you're having some great
Exactly.
different.
And so this recipe ordinarily would call for chicken. So
If you want.
people can...
Or if you want, or you can actually use it, you can actually make it vegetarian.
Right?
Yeah.
You can do
right.
whatever you want to do. It's again, when it comes to recipes, think broad strokes, don't think specific. Some things obviously are specific, but this
Yeah.
is one of the ones you could use duck, you could use turkey, you
Wow.
could use those little Cornish game hens, whatever you have that you happen to have handy. In this case here, I just think it's one of those situations where it's got some color to it, it's got some good crunch, it's got
Yeah.
some various flavors, and it's not sandwiches, it's not
Wish we
soup.
had forks so we could try it.
Yeah, I know.
There'll be some forks waiting
yeah.
for you afterwards, though.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right.
There's always a snack waiting for you afterwards.
Good job, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, if you want to get in touch with Mike, there it is, timemanagement.ca, 905-333-1176. And he can do this for you, right?
You bet.